AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people just like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. Today's guest is a longtime friend and author of a wonderful book called Happy Pooch. And she's not only going to be making a recipe from the book, Sweet Potato Dog Biscuits, which actually could be eaten by humans. There's nothing that's inherently for dogs in that recipe other than they're delicious. But she has an incredible story of healing from cancer using a whole food plant-based diet. Please welcome Sanae Suzuki. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Chef AJ, for invitation to share my experience and my knowledge. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Before you get into the recipe, would you like to tell your remarkable story, which you call Sanae's Miracle?
Well, yeah, that's one of my personal email address, Sanae's Miracle. But yeah, so I started doing this healing journey, 1993. I had ovarian cancer, and I used holistic medicine and plant-based diet to heal myself. It took about 3 to 5 years completion to remission, but I got better, and I started sharing my experience and what I learned. I went to the school and learned the plant-based diet, nutrition, holistic, herbal, and other stuff. And that became my work actually later. And then later on, 2001, I had a fatal car accident, near death. And I actually have out of body experience. That time was 3 days that I was in a coma, and my heart stopped many times. One time was 12 minutes. So nobody thought I was gonna come back, but I did come back, and the doctor said I'll never walk because I crushed my heart and lungs and both legs, the knee and ankle. But again, I used that good plant-based diet, and of course that time I did the meditations and lots of stuff, and I came and I'm standing like now, and I became yoga teacher later. And then 3 years ago, I had another incident that this time was lymphoma, and only weeks to live, that diagnosis, stage 4. But once again, I'm back here. This time I had to take chemotherapy, but I learned to combine the chemotherapy with the plant-based diet and learn so much more. And I'm still here, and I'm very grateful for any opportunity to share my life story. And if I could help even one person, I think it's really grateful for my life to be here again. So thank you.
That's amazing. Where did you first hear about the plant-based diet to even start your journey?
First was when I was practicing yoga when I was in the 20s, but I never really paid attention to that. I saw the cookbooks at the yoga studio, but later on when I got ovarian cancer, one of the Japanese natural food market in Little Tokyo in Los Angeles, he's the one recommended, because I was about to going back to Japan, where I had a medical insurance. So since I couldn't go back to Japan after my father also died from the liver and lung cancer. Okay, my dogs are barking because of the siren. They love to sing when siren comes. So anyway, if you hear, that's the dogs. We have right now 5 dogs and 2 cats. So yeah, I learned that from this Japanese natural food store owner, he's the one said that, if you don't have insurance and then get treatment here, maybe you can try this. And that's how I started. So that was 1993.
That's incredible. And you're married to a chef, and he actually had to change the way he cooked when you were healing. And now he's a famous vegan chef.
That's right. Yes. So 2001, after the, let me see. No, even before that. Yeah. So after like a year or so, I started this journey, and Eric had his own eczema problem, and then he almost had to give up being a chef. So because he couldn't touch any food anymore. So he tried this plant-based. I sent it to my teacher instead of me teaching him. And he actually tried 3 months and then almost cleared up everything. And he was able to stop taking a steroid, and he committed himself. Before he was just cooking for me, but now he does for himself. So that was like, so 94. Yeah, something like the 94, 95, he committed himself. And he didn't know that his journey started right there, that he's a well-known plant-based chef for Hollywood people now. Yes.
That's amazing. And he cooks for you, and you cook for the rest of your family.
Yeah, I only cook for myself pretty much my own lunch, because now Eric makes my breakfast. He leaves the breakfast, because when I was in the hospital, that's what he was doing. He brought the breakfast and lunch and dinner to the hospital. So now I got used to it and I got spoiled. But I like to make my own lunch, and I get spoiled the breakfast and dinner. Yes. So I'm very lucky. Thank you. Yes.
What do the doctors say about you keep coming back? I mean, you're like Lazarus. You just keep, nothing stops you.
Well, each doctor is a different doctor, so I don't know what first doctor will say it, but the oncologist that I had, the last oncologist, she didn't know, of course, nothing about the plant-based. But when I met her first time, she found out I was doing a plant-based, and I was expecting to hear that she's gonna say, what about your protein or something like that. But she didn't say anything like that. She was very kind. She had sort of a 1 second, like a pause, and she said, oh, that means you are taking care of yourself. So I said, this is a doctor that I want to work with. So she let me do all the work, healing work, that sometimes that when I had a side effect from chemotherapy, that I did a certain special diet or special remedy drink. And she was so, I think she was amazed to see that I got better and I didn't have to go to emergency room or anything like that. So she respected me so much. So I'm very grateful, and she knows that what I'm doing is really good. Yes.
Did you study at the Cushy Institute?
Yes, I did a Cushy Institute in Massachusetts. Yeah, intensively from 94 till off and on, but 2000 last 2 classes I took to finish my certificate to be the counselor was 2005 because of a car accident. I had to stop about 3 years ago, but yes, that's where I learned how to combine the food based on the yin and yang, and using that to support our organs. Yes. So it's not just plant-based, and there was more depth to it, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So how did you decide to have all of your pets be plant-based? Was this something you heard that was better, or you just something you wanted to do for ethical reasons, not feed them meat?
Well, first, AJ, what I did was stop feeding that commercial food. So after I got better using plant-based diet, and one of my oldest dog that time, Sakura, she had arthritis and also skin problems. And she smelled horrible too. And she was 12 years old, I believe, that time. And I just wanted to help her because that medication and nothing was really working. And I could tell that she's not going to be able to walk anymore, you know? So we changed the diet after I took the natural nutrition class for the animal. So first I did a 30% raw meat and the rest was plant-based, whole grains and vegetables. And then I stayed that diet for a while and the Sakura actually got better. So I thought that this is great, but as I was doing that for a while, I noticed that once in a while they have diarrhea and things like that. And I had a new dogs, there was 2 of them are new, and I wanted to try them totally plant-based. They did not have any issue, but the other dog who was eating meat had an issue and then get sick pretty often, you know, like maybe once a month or, you know, puking or like a diarrhea. So I realized that maybe something to do with meat because the other dog who were not eating meat did not get sick. So even though I was getting organic meat, so-called organic, we don't know how it come from, okay? So then that was the time that I decided to do the 100% plant-based. So that was easier because 30% of meat just, you know, changed to the beans. And that's what I did. And it worked so much. And it's been like 20 years. No, actually about 15 years. Yes. Plant-based, totally plant-based. Yes.
That's incredible. But do you get your dogs as puppies? Because I have found that all my dogs I'm getting when they're much older and they just don't want to eat vegan dog food.
No, we had actually older dog that we rescued, and he did not have a problem. So the some dog that sometimes I help. Now I work as a volunteer at the rescue group, and what I notice is if you try to give, even though we think it's a good food, everything try to change at once, it doesn't work. Slowly, little by little, okay? And especially that if they're not a food motivated dog, sometimes they have a problem because of they're so connected, like they're into the food that they were eating. So that you might put a little flavor that they like, and that will work. But I would say like 1 month to 3 months. Sometimes one of the dog took 6 months to change totally. And then of course you need to be persistent. You need to be steady, you know, so you don't give up. Unless they have a health issue and they are too skinny, it's okay for them to not to eat maybe 1 day or 2 days, and then nibble, and then they might say, I'm not sure that this is what I want, but they eventually ate. So most of the dogs, like I would say 98% of the time that I helped, and our own dog, they completely changed. It takes time though.
Well, what do you say to people who say we shouldn't be imposing our beliefs on them because if they were out in the wild, they wouldn't be eating vegan dog food?
Yeah, but when they're in the wild, they could not chow down that like a big chunk of a steak kind of, you know, or ground beef. Okay, they're in the wild. So if they can find some kind of a meat, like catch the chicken they attacked at the farm, yeah, maybe they did, but it's not every day. Like, so I'm not sure how you feed your dog. I feed twice a day, most of the dog, unless they have a health issue or they are older dog or puppies. So I don't think that the wild animals, wild wolf ate that kind of full meal of steak type. I'm talking about not steak, but meaty food. So it's a human too. That's what I believe. Yeah. So yes, if you don't want to change everything, that's why I'm saying that make your own homemade food for your animal family. That's the number one for me. And if you are plant-based and if you want to share your food with them, of course you want to try. But if they not want to change, so what about 30% meat and then grain and the vegetable, okay? Or some people don't want to give grains because the veterinarian doctor said no grains, except a couple of veterinarian doctors that I know, they support the whole grains. So it's up to you, but it worked for me. And maybe somebody wants to try, you can try. And I'm available to take any email questions or consultation for your dogs, not just the human. So I'd be happy to do. I'm doing actually 2 dogs in the Boston area right now. It took a while, but it's completely changed, and 2 dogs are doing much better. And they're actually the how should I say that? Their emotional state got so much calmer after they changed. Yeah. And then they have more thrive, like strengths to do lots of stuff. So it could be good change.
Well, maybe people watching don't realize a lot of them are talking about the holistic holiday at home. They just had the cruise at home. We had this experience, and you and Eric are regular presenters on the cruise, and you even did consultations on the cruise if people had questions. I'm wondering what made you decide to write this wonderful book, which I will post the link to Amazon in case anybody's interested in checking it out.
Yes. Well, we have 3 other cookbooks, and I decided to write this when we had a seed restaurant. Many of customers ask, what do you feed your dog? Because I usually went there to visit. If I'm not working there, I bring my dogs, 1 dog at least. And they look at my dog, wow, she's beautiful. He looks so great. And immediately they'll ask, what do you feed? You're plant-based, doesn't mean that you're feeding plant-based. So I said, yes, I do. But I got tired of sharing. So I said, maybe I need to write a book, and then just, Amazon can make money. Amazon is making a lot of money, not me. And I just share. And it's convenient for me because I forget sometimes, and I look through. It's not just a diet, it's also what's not good to eat for them, even plant-based, that's in the list, and what kind of garden plants are dangerous for them, and also how to make shampoo at home or free spray. We use that wood floor spray we make. And then if you have a carpet thing. Also that baking soda powder, not the powder, baking soda and sea salt toothpaste, how to make, things like that. Lots of, I'm very proud of myself actually, this one. And I think my dogs loves it because every time when I bring this, they go, oh, something, she's gonna give me something. And then you can see the page 158, I put all the, this is the drawing meridian point. So if you want to touch and massage them, that's a good place to do. Like if they don't have a tummy issue, if they have tummy issue, then you just, put your hand over the stomach meridian point, things like that. And like you, I love Reiki, so I do Reiki for dogs and cats and the bird or trees. Yeah.
I love Reiki too, and I get it very often. I think I've had my Reiki master on the show. I think it's such a wonderful modality. I like what you said, Sanae, about even if people don't want their dogs to be vegan, don't feed them processed food, because they're not meant to eat, that processed kibble crap that people buy at Costco. They're not meant to eat that. So if you're going to give them food, give them real food.
Exactly. And if you decide to give them the processed, that dry food or even canned food, taste that first. Do you have the courage to taste their food?
And I'm going to taste the V-Dog today. I never thought to do that, but I'm going to taste V-Dog. And I know Linda Middlesworth, the owner, is watching, and I'm going to let you know how V-Dog tastes. I'm not afraid to do it.
Well, I did. It's a little saltier, okay, because to keep that food for a long time in the bag, they have to use that as a preservative. So I do use a V-Dog and also other vegan plant-based dog and cat food too. But that's like as a snack I give them. It's easy for them. If I don't have the cookies, that will be the good snack to give them. So I know that Linda too, so say hi to her.
Yeah.
It's wonderful that what she's doing. Okay. But I'm not against what she's doing, but I really, really want people to start making their animal families food at home.
Right. Because they're members of the family. Colleen wants to know where you learned this, and Francie Sue wants to know, why is it that some vets warn against grains?
I'm not sure why they say that. Why the vet, some vet says that. I never really asked my vet that against me. Actually, they never really said. One of the vet that didn't really approve what I was doing. He was saying that, I know what you're doing for the people, but about the dogs, I'm not sure. He was like that. But the two veterinarian, like Dr. May and Dr. Lane. So Dr. Lane actually wrote a foreword for this book, and Dr. May actually wrote a blog inside. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It works for me, so if it works, I don't change. And how do I learn this? I took one of the school in San Diego. They had a natural animal nutrition class. That was long time ago, like 94, I believe. And I took a basic class there. And then I combined what I know from Cushy Institute and what I was doing. So I kind of created, and I'm very proud of myself, because when I hired a nutritious, animal food nutritious for this book, because one of the site, Vice, I think, posted what I was doing, and somebody comment, "You didn't even have a nutritionist to go over your recipe. How dare you share?" It was a horrible comment. I cried because I already tried so many years and worked for me, but I understood that what this person meant. So I decided to hire that nutritionist, and she said, "I don't know where you get these recipes, but it's really, really good. But let's add some supplement so that, this is America." So she said, "So you don't get sued," something like that. So I do use a supplement, but even though you don't use the major supplement, I think this recipe works a lot.
Well, speaking of supplements, there is a question from Diane, who's watching live. Generally speaking, do dogs need any additional supplements if on a whole food plant-based diet?
For dogs, maybe not, But let's say, so here, in this cup, I made seaweed kombu broth, okay? So if you're not familiar with this kind of things to cook your dog's beans and the grains, then you probably need to add minerals content, okay? So which is this kombu sea vegetable, seaweed, or add sea salt to it. But I rather use the kombu than sea salt. So it depends how you cook your food for your dogs, I think. Yeah, and they cook longer. Okay, that's another thing. And soak, that's the, again, another difference is just doing plant-based and cook white rice in electric. Instead of that, I cook brown rice and I wash and I soak for 6 hours or overnight and cook like 1 hour after.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. But we cook so much amount. How many cups do we cook?
Like 10 cups.
10 cups at each time for dogs. So we cook 1.5 hours. Okay.
Nice. Linda's saying that you were the first, you and Eric, to sell V-Dog at your place. You used to sell it at your restaurant, Seed.
We still buy, and we actually tell to the people who still connected with us without the restaurant. So tell them that, yeah, we still buy, and then V-Dog is on our website, my website, to introduce the people always. So.
That's great. So Susan says, do dogs need oils and fat like flaxseed or hemp oil?
Yeah, it could be great. If the dogs start losing weight as they're getting older, you can add also coconut oil is good too. But I like actually that instead of a processed oil, where did I put that? Okay, here. So this is flaxseed and hemp seed meal, okay? So instead of a processed, which is the oil itself, it's greasy. So I added to them, and as I watch that their weight and also that their coat. So I change because each dog has different needs. So sometimes I have to modify. Also, shiitake mushroom is one of the maybe you want to call that the supplement, but it's not really supplement. It's the food, okay? But instead of giving shiitake mushroom as it is, so we just grind. This is the dry shiitake mushroom to make to the powder. You can also buy this too. So it's a food, but it gives as like almost supplement. Yes.
Nice. So we have a question that was written in by Coralie, and she says, is peanut powder a good protein for dogs? If not, what other plant proteins are good for elderly pups? Because pea protein doesn't work for mine.
What was the first two? Oh, pea protein. No, we don't usually keep.
She's asking if peanut powder is a good protein because she can't use pea protein.
Okay. No, I do not like peanuts. It gets rancid faster than other nuts. So if she wants to do other nuts instead of peanuts, I would say the almond is good. Cashew is good, but I like almond because almond does not get rancid for a long time. So you can make a powder from that almond. So that'll be good. So you basically, it's a food that it does not get spoiled, rotten very quickly, you know? So that's the base. Yeah.
Okay. And there's also a question, what do you feed your kitty cats?
It's a base is pretty close to what we're doing, but they do eat sardine, no oil base, but water based sardine. and salmon sometimes, and also here. So if somebody wants to do the homemade food, there's a veggie cat. Can you bring the? So veggie cat need this supplement. If you call Compassion Circle, they'll tell you. And this is the veggie dog. I support them too. These are totally plant-based and they don't have any junk inside. This product was, I think first time made was James Pardon. I forgot his last name, but he's a long time plant-based person and raised the cats and dogs totally. And he created this. And he retired, so Compassion Circle people bought this company now. And a new containers. Beautiful. Used to be, they didn't have any kind of, they came with the plastic bag, but now it's so different. Yes. Okay.
Francie made a comment saying, in my next life, I'm coming back as Sanae's dog.
So many people want to come back. But you need to take a waiting line, what do you call the slip ticket, because our dogs and cats are coming back. As soon as they leave, they want to come back. So it takes time, but yes, I love you to be, and I would love to feed you.
Sandra says, do you know anything that can help with Cushing's disease? My last dog, Sparky, had that.
Oh, Cushing disease. Oh, okay. There's a Chinese medicine that I recommend. I cannot remember now name. Can I get back to you? Somebody, who was this asking?
Her name is Sandra. You want me to suggest that she emails you?
Please. And then AJ, I'll send you the information to you too.
Okay, thank you.
Very good, because Leo had Cushing disease and we didn't think he's going to live long, but he actually lived till 15 years old, and he passed peacefully in his sleep. Yeah. 2 months ago. Yes.
So are all the recipes in the book your original recipes?
Yes, pretty much. Well, some, of course, I fake it, that's all I do probably, that since I moved to America, I fake my English, like when I hear, oh, that word sounds so nice. I fake, I don't even know how to spell. So I learned that word called fake it till make it. So maybe some of them are like a faking, but yes, I did create it, and I made it, and I gave to everybody that my family, dog family. Sometimes Eric wanna try too.
Gina says, do you know anything about pancreatitis?
For the dogs or humans?
Well, I think she might mean for the dogs.
Yes, well, that's another huge subject. So once that you get it, they may not be able to recover, but I help them to ease the pain, or they will leave this earth peacefully. That's what I help, So there's things that I do, Reiki and moxa banshin. So moxa banshin is really, really good that anybody has a serious issue. I'm talking about the dogs, but the people too. Okay. So what's this person's name?
Let's see. It was Sandra wanted to know about, I can't remember. Gina wanted to know about pancreatitis. Sarah wanted to know about Cushing's. And
yeah. Both of them, please send me email.
Right. And Robin's dog is having epileptic fits. So we should suggest that they send you emails, right?
And then maybe we'll do the FaceTime or something. And I'll be happy to give my intake that, and maybe something that if they wanna willing to try, and I'll be here to able to teach. Yes.
Great. So what are you going to make today? Sweet potato biscuits?
Okay. So, yes. But Eric wanted to show quickly that the food too, because we prep. So here's a cooked pinto beans. Here's the shredded vegetables, okay? Carrots and kale. AJ's name is here. And the bean. And I wanted you to know that how soft that the grain is. This is very good for even human who started eat grains because we don't chew enough. So that's good to do it. So we are just. So Eric always said that this is almost the same as a seed of grain burger. You guys didn't know that you guys are eating the dog. But this, okay. Then all you do is mix by hand. Mix with hand is the best, okay?
So actually, when you also mix by hand, you break in the beans. So it's easier also for the animal to digest because you break the beans, you're helping. Because dog, they don't chew too much either. You know, they inhale.
They scarf. They don't chew at all.
So you want to help them. So yeah. I kind of like break it with my hand while I'm mixing. And Sanae is right. When I was making the burgers, all the veggie burgers at seed, it's pretty much the same, just extra lentil.
Yeah, exactly. We use the different beans, but yeah, pretty much the same. So if you pan fry this, that's your that's a veggie burger party too. So it's really great, right? You're making for your dog, but you're actually making for yourself too. And using hands, actually, this is come with the macrobiotic things that you're using your hands enzyme, okay? It's like making pickles, okay? So really using that, and this is that our chi, the energy is right here in it. So the difference is really that energetic part of the food. So if you have a fresh food, like fresh farmer's market vegetable to frozen broccoli, okay, there might be the same nutrition value, but which one is actually energetically good for us? It's the one fresh picked, right? So same thing. So learn to cook the plant-based and learn what the energy the food is bringing to us. It's very important. So Eric always mix this, which is also he's probably saying that, oh, okay, this looks like a burger, looks good. And then that becomes in the food, so it looks really good and tasty too.
And then add it all.
Yeah, and then supplement is, so here goes, it's about, this is for 40 pound to 50 pound dog size each meal, so it's a lot. But you just put a pinch.
To start.
Starting with the pinch of supplement, anything. Just a pinch. This is a kelp, okay? And then shiitake mushroom. Pinch.
And the veggie dog.
Yeah, and the veggie dog. Yeah. There's another one like a bird dog. Can I have a bird? Okay.
Vitamin C.
Yeah. So cushion disease and what was the other person? So
So people are asking about Cushing's disease, pancreatitis, allergies, dental health. Cheryl is saying, do you find feeding this way improves the dog's dental health? And Pat says, how do you know if you're feeding your dog the right amount?
By the weight. It's in my book. I don't remember the calculation, but if you need it and if you don't want to buy a book, I would take a time to send you the information because I love you, AJ. So if they are your people, I love them too. So
it's about a cup for 25 pounds.
Yeah. So I will send you. I'm not so good with number, but anyway, this burdock powder, okay, it's really good for any kind of issue that your dog has, like so pancreatic or cushion disease. So that's like a Leo was taking too. So these are good too. You can of course cook the burdock. Burdock actually cleanse the blood. So you can actually cook or put in their food, and it works for most of the dogs and cats too, because you mix in the food. So, okay.
Also, you don't cook the beans.
Oh, if you don't cook the beans, you can use that the canned beans, of course. And then this company cook with kombu. And this one is from Whole Foods. That one is sea salt. I like kombu cooking better than the sea salt, but mineral content is the same. So that's good too. If you don't want to cook or if you don't have time, we have used too. And the vitamin C, be careful vitamin C. If you're gonna put too much, you might have diarrhea. So you may want to talk to your veterinarian doctor. And having veterinarian doctor, conventional veterinarian doctor and holistic veterinarian is really, really good. So you can see that, you know, and if something happened, unless it's an emergency, I really like you to recommend that try the homeopath or, you know, holistic way first. And 95% of the time for us, it works. Okay, and then maybe 5%, we have to bring them to the vet, of course, the conventional vet. But holistic veterinarian doctor who comes here, it works really good. And if you need all those information, it's on my website. If you go the community link, then holistic veterinarian, how to find them in the whole world, not world, actually in America, okay? All right. So let's do the cookies.
Yay, cookies.
Yeah, Eric said, this is not once a day, this is twice a day. All right.
So we usually I make like a big batch, like I make already for 1 week of food. So
Yeah, now you do.
I do
Yeah.
containers, each container for one meal, and it's easier to serve.
Yes. Because we used to make every 3 days, but now once a week. Okay, so cookies. So cookies, sweet potato, apple sauce. If you don't make, like we don't make apple sauce usually, so I buy. And whole wheat, or this one is rice flour. Yeah, brown rice flours. I thought maybe in case that you want to make your dog gluten-free, that might work. And then somebody's doing gluten-free and share the cookie with your dogs, that might work too. Okay, so only 3 ingredients. Okay.
So peel and skin.
Yes, peel and the skin goes to our dog food. Okay, you don't have to waste it. It's organic sweet potatoes. Then steam them and put in the bowl with this. This one is 1/3 of the recipe that I send it to AJ. No, I have.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So just 1 teaspoon for this amount. It's not a big amount. And then 1 cup of flour. And then you mix. But again, Eric likes to do hands-on cooking.
So it's almost like making gnocchi. You're making the dough for the gnocchi, you know, sweet potato, or squash. And you just want to make a nice, smooth dough that you can just roll, lightly roll or press. And it's good to steam the sweet potato because, you know, there's less liquid, you know.
If you boil it gets too
Too wet.
watery.
You need a lot more
Yes.
flour.
Yeah, then you need more flowers. I want them to eat more sweet potatoes than flowers.
So this is, give a nice dough. Pretty soft, but not sticky. And then you can roll it directly on the parchment paper. And so I can show you maybe just a little bit more flour. Just a bit more.
Yeah, he didn't measure that
Didn't measure.
cup. It was eyeball, right?
Yeah.
Eric, you guys, is a real pastry chef too. He used to be the pastry chef at M Cafe. That's how we met. My God, way over 10 years ago.
I
Yeah,
know.
you used to come here to take his class.
I
Yeah.
still see people on the street. They're like, "Oh my God, Eric, you were at M Cafe. Are you here?" And then with a cookie cutter, I
Oh,
just
this
do
is so thick, Eric.
a little thicker, but
Oh,
you made the thickness. It's about 1/2 inch. And depending on the size of your cutter, and I
Yeah.
just
and
do
you
on
can
those
go to the
cookies.
square too.
Or if you don't want to, you don't have a cookie cutter, what you can do, you just make a square with your dough and cut with a knife, like little chunk, cookie size. Oh. You can cut like, cookie bites. So it's all little squares. And you just,
We just baked this one before class. Smells so good. I wish that you can smell, but
Smell them. I wish I could taste them.
yeah. Where's the soft one? Oh,
so I kind of like bake about 325 for about 30-40 minutes, and then I turn off and leave on the sheets, and they can get very dry, so you just keep in a jar for
so this one is very thin compared to, so whichever the thickness,
thickness.
and this one is very thick, Eric made again. So more you actually leave in the oven, it get more crunchy, and they like it crunchy. But if you have a cat, some cat, they like to eat the soft one. I don't know where my cat. Tintin. He was eating earlier. This. So.
Sanae, do you sell the book on your website? Because somebody's saying they don't want Amazon to profit. Is there a way to buy the book directly?
Yes. If you buy from me, I will autograph.
Yeah, I have mine autographed.
Yeah. So here I'm eating. Very good.
That looks delicious. You guys should sell those.
Everybody says things like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I need to prove. Who wants to eat? Come on. Okay.
Misty is asking if you ever add peanut butter to the biscuits.
No, I'm not good. I'm not really fan of peanut butter, like I said earlier, because it runs it so quickly. So I will put like almond butter and maybe, no, I only put, maybe sunflower seed. Sunflower seed butter I use for them. Tahini is also too oily for me. So.
Yeah. Gunther wants to know, how long do the cookies last in the jars?
It won't last too long because we have so many dogs, but
Look at them. They're looking over the counter. They're like so excited.
They're well dry. It takes they stay months.
yeah.
Yeah, because they I left it totally dry out. So months in the jar, there's no problem.
That is so adorable. They really love them.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't need extra flavor. It's just like the crunchiness.
Yeah.
Pat says, do you know what foods cause bloat in dogs?
What was that?
Bloat.
What foods cause bloat in dogs?
I would say that, well, I'm not, doctor, so I'm not sure, but I think that maybe eating the processed food, that's what I think, preservative. But maybe that's the kind of question that you can ask to the holistic veterinarian doctor. So I'm sorry, I don't know the answer, but I never had that experience with my dogs. I had 30 dogs. Was it 30 dogs? I don't know. A lot. Lots of dogs and lots of cats. And my mom had even roosters. Yeah.
Everybody's asking what my shirt says, so I'll move the camera. It says, dogs, yes, you maybe. I'm trying to get into stand-up comedy mode because I'm performing tonight at Flappers, virtually, of course. I'll provide a link for that if you're interested. And Robin asks, do you ever add shredded apple or carrot or pumpkin?
Yes. Well, we shredded apple. I mean, what is that, apple? Yeah, apple is good too, yes. They can eat also, I would not put it in the food, but I will give usually the blueberry and the raspberry. Those things are there are
Sliced
treats.
apple.
Yes, sliced apples. But you can put the apples in the food.
Yeah.
Really nice. We actually put the
Yeah.
apple.
Our shred carrots, everything.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, humans can eat it. They actually just ate it. So absolutely.
With potato flour. It's a cookie.
Yeah, it's a cookie for. So if somebody thinks that this is not good, not tasty enough, you add more applesauce for you, for human. Okay, then it comes much sweeter.
And almond butter.
Yeah, and the almond butter will be good too.
Right. So people are asking how they get an autographed copy of your book. Do they go to your website?
Yes, yes. If you go to the website, that there's a shop or store, something like that, or about the book, and then you can buy from there. So I'm not sure how soon I can ship it. I don't have too many books on hand, but I will be able to ship if you can wait. If you really need it right away, Amazon, I'm sorry, but yeah.
Susan is saying that your pup has great staring skills. She's just kind of looking at the treats.
This is Lumi. Lumi is so, yeah, she's actually standing. But here's a little one. Hi.
Oh. What's his name?
Kai, Kai. You didn't meet him?
I don't think so. He's beautiful. Looks like a doodle, right?
Yeah, he's like a mix of something that and actually that Lydia saw him and then proved that this is Aurora's rebirth. So they keep coming back. So as much as Eric don't want to have a 6 dog, I think we're gonna have another one coming soon too. So.
Oh gosh, Melinda says, are certain foods good to help with seasonal allergies?
Yes. So again, what kind of allergy too? Again, so I'll talk about a little bit to this. So if it's a seasonal allergy, then something like this Bach flower homeopathic remedy might go seasonal. So maybe the walnuts, 2 drops of walnuts for this 1 ounce bottle. Actually, I'll show that this. Yeah. So this kind you can find that they have emotions. And so this is the official Bach flowers mixing bottle. So I study at the Bach flower centers. They have an educational department. So I studied about 3 years and became that registered practitioner. And so things like that probably will help that allergy. And maybe the allergy come from something else, the stomach. Then maybe that, that earlier that I was showing that the kombu broth maybe helps to add it into their food, even though they're eating that dry food or something. That is good. And I practice many things for my kids. So I do this back flowers and animal behaviors, animal communications like AJ. We studied together. And then also animal Reiki, I became that practitioner also. And then it was fun to be doing animal Reiki practice. And so now I can teach the animal Reiki too. So it's something that I do for my animal family, but then it's good to share for other people. So
yeah, so she can do consultations with people and pets. Angela says her ovarian cysts are acting up, going to consult with you for a consultation. If you joined late, Sanae actually healed herself from ovarian cancer using a whole food plant-based diet. And Linda says, what about diabetic dogs? Need to keep their blood sugar normal, having trouble keeping my dog's blood sugar normal.
Yes, if something like the conditions like that, probably it's been there a long time. So I will usually work with the holistic veterinarian doctor and then change that what I put together recipes. It could be probably that not using sweet potato to make another cookies. So I can work it if anybody has your dog or cat's condition, I will work with the holistic vet, and I can give my holistic vet. If you live around here, Dr. Lane's good. And then Dr. May.
Could you repeat the name of your holistic vet?
Dr. Lane, Lane.
Would she like to be interviewed?
Maybe, who knows? She's actually helping the wild animal sanctuary place in Nevada. So, but she's actually using animal Reiki to help the wild horses right now. It's amazing things what she's doing. Yes, but I can ask AJ.
That would be great. Yeah. And it's so cute how he keeps coming up on the counter, like looking for another.
Do they do that? Yes, I'm sure.
And all your pets always get along. That's beautiful.
Yes, but one of the dogs got attacked by the neighbor's dog. And after that, she actually got really, really, I think got scared. So she started attacking one of the dogs. And again, I used the flower remedies and Reiki and other modality that I do. And that helped. It took 3 months, but she got better and they are all harmonizing good. So this kind of things happen. She got a critical PTSD and she gets scared. Anybody come close to her face. And one of the dog was just coming close to her too much. So she started acting up like crazy. But just like a human, to me, it's maybe more sensitive than humans. So, that
so cute. Carol says, what nuts and legumes are good for dogs? I heard almonds are not good for dogs.
Oh, to me, almond is good. And I never heard almond is bad. Okay. But the most of a company, they use peanuts. One of the reasons they use is nutritiously actually validated and it's cheaper. So if anybody's making that the cookies or something has with the peanuts, so because they have to make money too. Yeah, the flavor too. The peanuts are strong flavor too. So things like that. So what was the other question?
Legumes and nuts, which ones are good for dogs?
So we use many different kind of beans, but our favorite is pinto beans because they comes as like after you cook, comes like a grayish, you know, and they get very satisfied. But if a smaller dog, lentil beans are good, yeah. But lentil beans doesn't make creamier, okay? So you can mix with, but also black beans are good. And also I like azuki beans. If the dog has an issue, then come from microbiotic background, I use azuki beans for the dog has a kidney issue because azuki beans support kidneys, okay?
Fran says, should nuts be soaked to soften when you're giving them to pets?
Pardon?
Should the nuts be soaked to soften when you're giving them to your pets?
Depends on what size of pet.
Yeah, again, if your dog is very smaller, yes, I think that's good, yes. Or boil it, okay? You can boil it, and then some dogs maybe has a stomach issue, then take the skin off. When you boil the almond, the skin come off very quickly, so you can keep like that too.
Terrific. Well, this has been so much fun. I really appreciate you showing us how to make dog biscuits and how easy it is out of just ingredients that many of us already have in our home.
So I want to show quickly, AJ. This is a chia seed. Where is that? Okay. So chia seed. I'm sure you eat chia seed, no?
Sure.
So chia seed is very, very good for dogs. Okay. Rumi is waiting. So this is just water with chia seed. If your dog does not have weight issue, like Lumi has a little weight issue. She's 10 years old and she needs to weigh maybe 2 pounds. So I don't use almond milk or any other milk like oats or soy milk. I use for her water. But guess this, she's waiting. You're gonna have chia seed. Yeah. So they love to eat this as a snack like this, or you can add it to their food, okay? So if the dogs need more protein and they want to eat more quantity, then chia seed is one of the, I think my favorite ingredient.
It's slimy. So
Yeah, and the slimy, no, yeah, like a, yeah. So I like this too. So, okay, other dogs are waiting here. So they're all here.
They ever fight over their food?
Not usually, but look here. Sorry. Yes. So that's very, very easy to make. Okay, and then just don't fight with your dog. You share. Because
great.
you like it so much too. So this could be your snack. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Eric and Sanae. We really enjoyed the presentation and hope to connect again in the near future if you'd like to come back, and maybe you can do a joint cooking demo. Eric could be making something for the family and you could be making something for the family.
Yeah. Thank you. Here's a Lumi.
You guys are great. Thank you so much. And thanks all of you guys for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow. It's at a different time at 1 p.m. because my guest, Corey from the Holland Bowl Mill, has to wait until the factory closes so we'll be able to hear him. And he's going to give us an incredible special on these beautiful handmade bowls. And if you're free at 5:30 tonight, Charles and I are performing stand-up comedy and flappers. Here's the link. It's a virtual show, so we will be able to do the physical distancing. Thanks again, Eric, Sanae, and all the wonderful pets.
Thank you, everybody watching. Thank you, AJ.
Bye-bye.
Bye.